Yes, good evening. My name is Ultra David, and this is the Tuesday show.
What's happening? That was very official. I'm Sejan.
And I am James Chen, also known as jchensor. And I want to know, how is everybody going?
Yeah, you guys are weird. What was that?
You're not really known as jchensor anymore.
No, you're not.
No, nobody
James
knows me as
Chen, dude.
jchensor anymore.
But you're kind. I think it's kind of fortunate to just go by your name.
Well, here's the thing. My name is shorter in syllables than my nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That definitely goes against it.
Dang, that's cheap.
I think that's why everyone
That's a
just
big part
calls
of
me.
it.
I mean, you're technically kind of shorter. I mean, Leon Lion kind of has that double syllable, but you can kind of.
How'd you like his Chinese pronunciation of your last name there? That was cool.
Leon Lion.
No, that Leon is
is
more
French. Yeah.
I know, but it sounded like you were like, you had the...
Yeah, he kind of
We
threw
had
it in,
to
right?
sing something,
I heard it,
yeah.
dude. I definitely heard it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, though. You know what's weird? Because in fighting games, like, everybody calls me Steve.
Yes.
But outside of video games, everybody knows me as Steven.
I'm going to call you Steven from now on.
So I like, Steven is what I usually go by.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah.
I prefer David, not Dave, so I know how that goes.
Right.
Random. I was looking up the results from EVO earlier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I happened to come across Mario Kart DS, and it's on Wikipedia, where you got top 8.
Right.
Yes.
And you're listed as Chensor.
Just Chensor.
Just Chensor by
No,
itself.
no Jchensor.
That's awesome.
So it's not even on Wikipedia.
Damn.
So
Dang.
maybe I'm just lying. Maybe it was a different guy who just went by the name of Chensor.
Chensor, and
I'm
you
like,
just-
I
I'm
mean, there's
pretending.
plenty of James Chens in the world, so
On
the- Yeah.
it
on
could
the
have been
topic-
anybody.
On the topic of Dave versus David, I know Tasty Steve likes Steve. He
Yeah,
does not
I
like
know.
Steven
Yeah.
or anything else
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
Because
that-
I called him Steven once, and he was like,
Yeah.
But see, that actually makes it convenient then.
Yeah,
now
it
I can
does.
be Steven,
Steven,
and now
Steven.
I won't be so confused anymore. So I'm totally doing that now.
All right,
You
it's
are Steven from
official.
now on.
So we have a bunch of stuff to talk about because we didn't do the show last week because James and I were coming back from Puerto Rico, and I don't know what your deal was. but
we
there
were
was
coming back from
something.
PAX.
Yeah, that's right. There was a lot of traveling, and
It
that's
was
what
bad.
we're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
the week before
Right
that.
here.
The week before that, we had the Smash show that lasted for a very long time.
Yeah,
so
it
we
was
didn't
super
talk
long.
about anything that weekend either.
Oh, that's
so,
right.
Yeah, and Steve and I were at Red Bull
right.
in the proving grounds.
That's
so,
right, man.
Yeah.
It's been a busy couple of weeks, but
It's
now
gonna
we're
be
here.
even more busy.
In fact, it's so busy that Steve is not even here.
He's at
We only
GameStop
have
Expo.
Steven.
That's right.
You know what sucks about that? That Steve is here and Steven is here. They didn't really know which day was going to be the long day, and it turns out Tuesday is the long day, and the other 2 days they get out at like 6. So, so he can't be at the show today, but he should be good for Wednesday Night Fights tomorrow.
Okay.
Sweet. Anyway, let's talk about those travels. Later on, we'll talk about what is this? Results, events, games,
yeah.
community.
Normal
Ton of stuff to talk about, like I
Yeah.
said. But James and I, were in Puerto Rico,
Puerto Rico.
which was
Cool.
awesome. And you went to PAX?
I went to PAX, yeah.
How
in
was
Seattle.
that?
It was super fun.
All right. You're the only one here who went to PAX, so why don't you talk about that one
I'll
first?
start first. Man, you had me set up. I was ready to hear about Puerto Rico. But PAX was really awesome. Steve and I worked
Save it.
at the HyperX booth. So HyperX invited us out there. I literally got an email from Dustin at HyperX, and he said, "Hey, I enjoyed watching you sell out at EVO. I thought it was really sick, and I think you're good at it. How would you like to come work at our booth?" And I said, "Me and Steve will see you there." It's
There you
basically
go.
what happened. So Steve and I were pseudo booth babes / MCs.
Nice.
Is how I would describe it.
Yeah.
So every day they did a raffle, and Steve and I would get on the mics and work the crowd for the raffle. And besides that, we walked around and talked shit on people. That was our jobs at the HyperX booth. Because this is how the HyperX booth is set up. There's consoles and there's PCs. You walk up, you put on a headset, and you play the video game, and you see what you think of the headset.
Right.
People would walk up and play the game without the headset.
Oh.
So at that point, like, why are you even there? You're just playing a video game.
Yeah.
At
You could probably
PAX.
play that game anywhere.
Right, and PAX has all these games that haven't come out yet.
Right.
And the games there are just like Counter-Strike and
Yeah.
League and Gears
Yeah.
of War and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Steve and I would walk up with our handheld mics and stand behind the people playing with no headset, and we would just like commentate them playing and talk trash. So like a guy would die in Counter-Strike, I'm like, Steve, he would have heard that guy coming from behind him if he was wearing the HyperX
That's awesome,
headset.
man.
He could have heard him coming
That
from
sounds really
behind.
fun.
The sound cue. So we just talked shit, and the HyperX guys thought it was amazing. They're like, you guys are awesome. So we talked shit on people for 4 days,
I like
and
it.
it was super relaxed, and I got into a segue off with a
Who?
guy from another booth who had a mic.
Wow, what a butthole.
And-
Did you take it to him?
I destroyed him.
Nice.
He is probably still in like a hospital bay somewhere in Seattle.
Excellent.
It was so bad because we said something, and then he got on his mic and said something. Well, blah blah blah. Come check out Lawbreakers.
The well,
Yeah.
comma.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
like
even
it.
good.
I don't like
So
it.
you kicked his ass so hard that the next Segway wannabe is gonna feel it. Basically.
It was bad. Like, cause their game is called Lawbreakers.
Oh.
So they're like, yeah, law, blah, 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 it's so great, come check out Lawbreakers. And I was like, well, the only thing criminal here at PAX is the deal's over at HyperX. And it was like, I crushed them. And the best part is, it was the third day, right? The first 2 days they had a different person on the mic, but his voice gave out. So I got to say...
You dunked him.
I got to say, like, our products last, unlike the microphone guy over at the Lawbreakers booth, whose voice just got dunked. Hear my voice, nice and powerful, on the fourth day here at PAX, and it was like, boom. Smacked them up, smacked them up. It was
Not
bad.
making any friends at PAX, that's for sure.
Steve tried to jump on the mic, and I pushed his mic down, and I was like, this is mine. You let me handle this.
Not even friends
Wow.
with Steve.
I was
Wow.
like, let me handle this.
You are just breaking all the friendships, not accepting any new ones.
I know.
No, and then the guy, you could tell that he respected my
Yeah.
Segway game, but he
Yeah.
was like, I got.
Oh man, if I were that guy, I would not have been happy.
It was bad.
But it sounds like he opened himself up to it. You can't do the comma.
Yeah, that was a bad
Come
segue,
on.
first of all. Yeah, it wasn't even good.
Nah, that's not a good segue
It's
at
not
all.
a segue at all. It's like, and also there's products.
Yeah, and also, come on.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Yeah, it's not even good. Besides that, at PAX, I got to play a bunch of new unreleased games that were cool. I got to play For Honor. That game is sick.
That's
Oh,
the
that's
Edma
one-
game.
That
The
game,
Edma
yeah,
game.
Edmon's working on it. That game is sick. It's,
Former top 8 at Evo, Ed Ma.
it's super...
Former regularly
former-
lost to Ultra David in
former-
local tournaments, Ed Ma.
Yeah, same here. I used to beat him in CVS2 all the time.
Dang.
In Street Fighter 4, I used to beat him, and then he made top 8, and I didn't go to Evo. Ah!
And you know what?
I've always thought about that.
He made...
So, that
He wasn't
sucks.
even top 8 at Evo.
He was like
was
fourth
third.
place. It was
He was
third?
third place.
Dang.
Under Justin Wong and
And
Daigo Uehara.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was third place under
Yeah.
Justin Wong and Daigo
Yeah.
Uehara.
I got to play this For Honor game, and it's real fun. It's like kind of a fighting game, sort of, but kind of not.
Yeah, I heard about it. I sounded
like-
like
looks
Edma's
really
building
cool.
a lot
Yeah,
of
It's like a
fighting-
MOBA fighting game or some crazy mix.
It's like, okay, so the way it works is when you fight someone, you both get in a stance, and you have an up, a left, and a right. So if someone attacks from right, to block it, you also have to move to the right.
Okay.
You do so by moving the right stick, but there's mind games. So like when someone attacks you,
Sounds like it.
if you block it, then now it's your turn to attack.
Mhm.
But what you do is, like, so like, I'll block to the right, and I'll be like, alright, move up. So I go up stance. And then what does the guy do? He goes the up stance. By this time, I have already moved back to the original stance
Right.
and attacked
Okay,
them.
okay.
So then when you start faking them out...
I see where
It
you're
sounds Nidhoggish. You
It
know
does
what I
sound
mean?
Nidhoggish,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then they just start blocking and they're waiting to see what I change stance to.
Oh, then they lose.
Then
For
there's
sure.
there's a grab, right?
There's
so
a
like
throw.
there's a throw, right? And so like I'm playing the
Fighting
samurai.
games.
I'm playing the samurai, and like so like when you grab people, you can like pick them up and throw them. So like I'm just chilling on this platform area, and I make them block, and I pick them up and throw them off the ladder, and they die.
Nice.
So
Ring outs
I'm
even?
dunking them. Like even 2v1, I'm just like I'm like moving around, grab one guy, throw him off, and then
Fighting
fighting.
game players are the best,
Oh,
dude.
it's so sick. I'm dunking these dudes so bad in For Honor, and I was like, this game is so sick.
Fighting game players are so good. Dude,
It's free.
In World of Warcraft, even like
Oh, it's free.
fighting game players are ridiculous. Like they understand the spacing and everything, and
Uh-huh.
everybody else is just like running around. And, oh no, I
They
got
don't have
hit."
any footsies or
They have
anything,
no
right?
footsies.
So
Right.
I still remember one of the first years
Yeah.
that Evo did one of those indie game things, right? There was that one game where it was the sniper rifle, you had to kill the spy.
Okay.
Yeah, so you had to act like an NPC as much as possible, so
Oh,
they couldn't
okay.
tell you're a human. And Seth Killian
I'm
told,
so good at those games.
Seth Killian told the maker of that game, he's like, I guarantee you that a fighting game player is going to become the leader on this of this game, on the leaderboards. And
Yeah,
he was
it's
like,
like-
no way. And then, yeah, sure enough, like, after enough time, after they played it there and left Evo and kept playing it, like, they became the number one.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean that's how it always goes.
fighting game players break games
That's
better than
what happens.
anybody else.
That's why I like, Chivalry.
when games
Spy Party.
when
That's
games
what it
come
was,
out
yeah.
within 2 months, there have been times where a player came up with brand new tech in a genre that he wasn't even familiar with, and then 3 or 4 months later, all of a sudden the pros are doing it, and it's all over Reddit.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, man, I knew that was coming. But
Bing Chong.
Chivalry is basically like first person For Honor, where it's like turn-based and you do that kind of stuff. I love that game. And at PAX, the people who made it have a new game there that's super fun. It's like the combat's very similar, but like it has spells and abilities, and it's like
Sick.
super sick, and I was having a blast with it. So PAX is awesome. There's tons of indie games that were really cool. There's tons of stuff to do there that was really awesome. Yeah, and the HyperX guys took awesome care of us. They're great as usual. We got to watch you guys commentate at Puerto Rico. Because like our day ends at like 6 p.m.
Right, right.
So then we just go back to the hotel room and we watch top 8.
Oh, nice.
And then
Good
John
stuff.
won and he took off his HyperX revolver headset and he set it down and popped off and I was like, there it is. HyperX is sick.
That tied the whole weekend
It
together.
sure did.
That's
Tell
a
me
segue.
about Puerto Rico.
Well, let's talk about Puerto.
And also, wall breakers.
In addition,
to
so Jimmy and I went
to
we went to Puerto Rico. I had never been there before, but had always wanted to go. I lived for many years. One of my best friends is from Puerto Rico, and we lived together. And so I've always heard about this place, and what the best thing about it, the tournament was great. But I love the fact that we stayed an extra day.
Yeah.
And
you have to do that.
On Monday.
We finally we've never get to do
that never happens.
So,
yeah, you really should
we went
do
to
that.
Paris, man. We were just in Paris for like the minimum amount of time.
Right.
The worst when traveling is getting off the plane, going to the event, getting back on the plane. Like, you get to do nothing else.
Definitely
That
have done
happens
that.
like
Yeah.
90% of the events.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. So we went out, went to a beach. We had a bunch of really good food. I went to go see like some old Spanish fort from the 1500s.
It sounds awesome.
I
saw pictures of that, I
sick,
think.
man.
Right? Yeah.
I couldn't wake up
awesome.
in time. I was like, I need to sleep.
Yeah, everybody wanted to sleep. Nobody wanted to go. 'Cause
Everybody
I did have
talked
to go
about-
early in the morning.
Right.
Before our plane left.
But it's something you got to do, right?
I was.
How
Really
often are
stoked
you
to
in
go.
Puerto Rico to do that, right?
Yeah, only once in 33 years
That's
so
why
far.
I told David, I was like, take lots of pictures.
Yeah.
I was like,
I did.
I heard the food was awesome.
The food was really, really good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I lived with this Puerto Rican, so I've had that food before, but it was really good to like have it there, like
the local.
yeah, like the local,
right.
like I mean, I guess I've had the local food. Like her parents even came and they made food and
Right.
it was all really good. But it was really cool to just like hang out with some people there, eat the food, try everything. People were super nice, very cool. People who I've talked with online many times, or who we've seen at other events all over the place. Really nice.
I took a bunch of photos and
Beautiful.
like 90% of them were of food. Like seriously. Cause
Yeah, dude, every time at the end of the day I'd get on Twitter and it'd be like, here's our dinner tonight, and it's like 8 people at a table, and I'm just like, oh, and it's like Goichi and Chris T and you
the
guys.
thing about it is like it's all meat too. Like
Yeah.
everything is meat, and I'm a big meat person. And the cool thing about it is like all their food is very plantain based, and I love plantains.
Okay.
So instead of like corn or like like for example, we ate these sandwiches called arepas, right? And instead of being made out of bread, the sandwich was
the bread,
The flour, the like bread flour.
The bread wasn't bread.
Yeah.
It wasn't wheat. It wasn't corn. It was plantains.
yeah.
And then there was plantains in it.
Oh, geez.
It's true.
With
Yeah.
the meat, and then there was this crazy white like garlic sauce that was like super
Oh, yeah.
good.
That sounds good.
Dude, everything was
Yeah, it was
amazing.
really good. I don't know how everybody there isn't gigantic. 'Cause
Yeah.
that food is not the healthiest,
No.
dude. Everything was fried. It
We,
was
we went to the
fried
on
or just
Monday
beans.
they took us out of the
Rice.
city and took us just to this area where there's just like these little huts and shacks where they
Yeah,
just sold
it was
food,
sick, man.
right?
Right.
So seriously, like they sold me, I think it was called bacalao, which is
Yeah,
like
bacalao.
a giant. It was like a large pancake-sized flat fried fish.
That sounds awesome.
It was like this big,
Yeah, it
right?
was huge.
I ate half of it. I couldn't finish it. It was $1.
yeah.
It was $1. So
Yeah,
like
that's-
how do you not get like just? I gained
Yeah.
10 pounds when I was in
I
Puerto
definitely
Rico.
feel like I gained
I
weight.
believe it.
Yeah.
Well,
It was really good, man.
I couldn't tell when you guys were sitting behind this desk, right? You guys, did you,
how'd you like that desk?
that was
big
the
old T-Mobile
craziest
desk?
thing I've ever seen in my life. You guys I turn on the stream, and my computer's, yay big or whatever, right? I turn on the stream, and like David and James are like all the way back. I can barely see them. They're like stars in the
Yeah.
distance. You're like Orion's
Wow.
belt in the night sky.
Pretty accurate.
And there's like this huge desk. How big was that desk in person? Was it that gigantic, or was it just like the
it was
angle?
like as big as this desk, probably.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean it was tall.
It was just a camera shot.
It was really
Made
tall.
it.
Like we had to climb up into it, so it was tall, but it wasn't like particularly wide or.
Yeah.
Okay, because that desk made you guys look so absurd.
Yeah.
It was
from
awesome.
from the, I mean,
It was a weird
honestly,
camera
it wasn't
shot,
that big. It
Right.
really
It
wasn't that big.
wasn't,
In fact, at one point in time, I was hiding under it, like trying to get some sleep
Yeah.
before the tournament started. And it's just like there was obviously enough room for me to like lie down a little curled up.
All right.
But it wasn't like the most gigantic thing.
I couldn't believe how you guys looked behind that desk. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yo, I commentated Marvel 3.
You did. How'd that go?
I thought it went really well.
Yeah?
Obviously, I don't remember everything. Like, I'm sure I don't think I even commented on whether things are safe or not, because, like, I definitely don't recall in
remember.
some situations. But I thought it went well, actually. Like,
That's good. I heard your MK commentary too.
Oh, yeah, I did MK as well. I think that was it in Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got to do some Guilty Gear. I did Marvel for like a couple matches, but then Raid really wanted to do commentary, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, go
Oh, you
ahead.
did well.
Yeah.
It was cool,
Go
man.
ahead. But I mean, the island was really beautiful though, because
For
I mean,
sure.
like it was like, I mean, it's like Hawaii weather. It's like very comparable. Like it was beautiful, and then we all went to the beach, so that place where we bought the food with the shacks and the huts and everything, like right across the street, beach.
Okay, sick.
And they had a natural inlet over there, and we were standing there, and then a hurricane hit us.
Oh, jeez.
And it started.
I don't think it was a hurricane.
It wasn't a hurricane, but
it was like one of those things. It was like how
it was
goes
a California
in the tropics,
person's
Dude,
hurricane.
no,
It
look,
was like
I mean,
it was legit, dude.
when
Even the
you're-
Puerto Ricans were like, all right, we'll get out of
when
here.
when we were trying to get off the beach, the wind was blowing so hard, like your legs were getting sandblasted.
Oh, jeez.
Like it was stinging.
Yeah, it
It
went
was
from
So
like
you guys got
nothing
some
to,
real weather.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like one of those things that happens in the tropics where it's great and then it is pouring outside and then 5 minutes later it's fantastic
Right.
again.
But the beautiful part
It's
about
like
it
CEO, where every day
Yeah,
at
it's
5
like,
p.m.
no,
it rains
Yeah.
for an hour
But
for
see,
no
the
reason.
thing about it was like when it rained there, it's like that Hawaii rain where you can just stand outside, you get rained on, afterwards you don't feel dirty, you don't feel sticky, it's not cold, it's not annoying, it's like a nice rain, you know, it's comfortable to be in.
And we were drinking, I don't know if you were, but I was drinking a
Pina colada.
pina
right?
colada at the
Yeah.
time.
Man, at the islands,
I
on
was
the beach,
drinking
that
one,
sounds...
it didn't have any alcohol in it, but you know, I was like,
And
That's
I
fine.
had a coconut where they just lopped off the top of the coconut and you stick a straw in there and
man.
you just drink the coconut milk. And then after it's done, you go back and they cut it up a little bit and you scoop out all the innards.
Yep.
and they make a spoon out of the coconut side.
They
like
do.
They chop the coconut side and it makes a spoon that you can use.
That's sick.
Yeah, while we were eating bacalao and
The
Whatever
$1
else,
giant frisbee. That sounds sick.
yeah. Anyway, great trips. Everything was fantastic.
So,
I don't really
mean,
have any downsides.
PR Shadow, which I'm assuming he's very well
Okay.
knowing about Puerto Rico, says that arepas, the bread actually is bread. So
Oh,
it
for real?
says
It's
they
just-
are made
it's-
out of flour.
Well, I know it's bread, but is it flour? It's
Yeah, it didn't taste like
is
flour.
It's
is
a
it
hollow
wheat?
inside.
Is it
It's-
wheat flour?
yeah, I don't know.
I assumed it was plantain
It
because it,
was
tasted
so
different.
Yeah, exactly. It was different than what I
Like,
was.
clearly
used
it's made
to,
out of
so-
flour,
and it was
but, like,
also
what
a
kind of
little
flour?
yellowish too. But
Yeah.
you know,
All
okay.
right.
Well, there you go.
I know all these things about baking and flour now. There's
Yeah,
all
'cause-
different types of flour.
It happens, yeah.
I didn't know that beforehand, but now I do.
But honestly, you know, shout outs to Mono for getting us out there, and then everybody for showing us around and like taking us to all these places.
That sounded like an awesome trip.
It was really cool
The
to talk
tournament was
with Will over there, who's going to be a lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, it's nice to, like, chat about stuff. I rarely get to chat about that kind of thing with folks at fighting game events.
All right.
That was really nice, and there are a bunch of differences between the Puerto Rican system and the Californian system.
You had the same thing when you went to Kuwait, right? Like you talked
Yeah.
to somebody about being
Yeah,
a lawyer
dude,
there
like
too.
if I ever get the chance. Yeah, I met with a lawyer.
Right.
The guy who organized the trip, his family is all lawyers, and he just like brought us to their law.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I always ask about the uncomfortable stuff, politics, religion, all that sort of stuff. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
just like statehood
Sounds cool.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
So you guys had an awesome time in PR?
I did.
I had an awesome time in PAX. Steve and I had an awesome time in PAX.
Great.
2 cool trips.
Well, in addition, do you want to talk about the results of those things, or
Well,
should
we
we
could
just
talk-
take a break and do that?
I mean,
let's
we
take
could
a
just-
break and let's go in most recent to late order
Okay.
on tournaments because honestly, I really just want to talk about Manila Cup because I just that
Yeah, I
makes
could tell.
sense. Yeah,
All
I
right.
just want to talk about.
Well,
Manila Cup,
we'll be
so-
right back.
All right.